Corners of Truth, the 144 chosen of the chosen few. You all know who you are. I greet you in the love that lights the truth from my heart to yours. I am Celestial Earth in this divine energy essence of it all, reporting to you live, like for real in live time, from nowhere other than dimension number 5. Always standing up loud and proud in 5D, the place to be. If you here with me, you'll see. Ashe. Here also with the wisdom and the wind, because the wind is blowing, as you can see. The wisdom, the ancestors, the guides, the spirits. The fifth dimension is everything in the wind. The veils are thin as the wisdom is in the wind. And the wind weavers are doing their thing throughout time, through the atmosphere. Fifth dimension is spirit. The fifth dimension is the fifth element. The fifth dimension is the fifth point of access. It's spirit and expression. And I don't think a lot of people quite understand. They just think, oh, we get into the new earth. It's not just fifth dimension, new earth. It's fifth dimension as in the expression of creation in time, right? Creation is the third dimension. That is 3D, is everything that has become animated from the 2D. Dimensions just expand and expand and expand from 1D to 2D to 3D to 4D to where we have advanced to the fifth dimension. The earth in and of itself is a soul, is a body, is a manifestation, and it has advanced to fifth dimension. That's what a lot are not really recognizing, and why I'm wanting to really emphasize this, because I want to talk about things in the energetic realm. I want us to understand that the veils are thin means that there are things that were in the unseen that are very seen right now, but people are still in the habit of not seeing. So even though the veils have come down, they're still in the habit of only relying on the seen. Let me put it that way. And we're not giving all due respect, meaning to re-look, respect with your spectacles, re-look at the invisible realm. There are so many things that happens in the invisible realm. And so this is something I want to go into a little bit more as I was coming through the full moon, doing the full moon workshop. And there's something that has been coming up and unfolding even within me, even more in the expression of creation in time, and how we're responsible for being the authenticators in this vibratory field that allows the expression, which is spirit. The fifth element is the fifth dimension. The fifth element is spirit. The fifth dimension is expression. Spirit in expression, or spirit as expression. It is when we're saying expression, it's not just us speaking to one another. It's seeing, just like how you can see this wind blowing. Like you can't really see the wind, but these trees blowing are the expression of the wind. The things that are happening is the expression of what is happening within and in the wind. So we have to start looking at things a little bit more carefully, a little bit more responsibly. And it may come across as spiritual paranoia, because that's what I found myself saying. I know that once I express myself on this next level, it's going to come across as some type of paranoia. So I'm just going to put it out there. I'm going to say it already. Yes, spiritual paranoia. Not that I'm literally paranoid, but it's going to look to others on the outside as if there is some type of paranoia, but it is standing in the truth and knowing that these things are happening in the invisible realm. So the cults, and I want to talk about that. I'm going to bring up something that is very worldly, but there's a example in this. And there are some cults in the energetic realm. You know how people talk about the cults, and I hear people talking about the cults coming down, they're being had, and they're being exposed, right? But I think a lot of us think physically, right? Even I was thinking physically, but as so much was being exposed and the veils are thinning right now, I am seeing cults energetically. And in the energetic cults, ones are not realizing the cults that they are a part of, right? But if you know how to pay attention to the energy signatures, You will recognize when this belongs to that and therefore it is a cult, even though they don't know each other. I want you to really think hard. Hear me out now. This is where it can look like paranoia, because if you bring it to the attention of others, they're going to say it looks crazy because this person don't even know that person. But there is an energy spinning. There is a cult. We have to understand that parasitic energy, there is a cult that they have. And people are inducted, is that the word? Inducted into the cult, right? By our actions. This is what it means when you're in the fifth dimension. Everything happens as it is expressed in the energetic realm. This is the movement of spirit. It is invisible. So it is not what you are doing with the physical. I care not what you're doing in the physical. The only thing the physical does is it exemplifies what's happening on the inside, right? It expresses, it is the outer expression of what is happening esoterically. There is an esoteric expression that is happening, and the veils are so thin that a lot of us are seeing the esoteric expressions exoterically, right? Which others will say that you're crazy. They will say you're not seeing that because it makes no sense physically, but you're seeing the actions being done and you're saying, I see that. And there is a cult here. So let me express or explain this situation of what I saw. Many of you may have saw this going around. Now, disclaimer, I'm going to speak about this event. I'm going to speak about this very worldly thing that is happening. But I don't care about the worldly thing. I'm speaking about it because there's something energetically happening behind that. Right? So I don't know how many of you have seen the clip. I know everybody is hearing this whole Diddy trial and everything that's going on. This is not about that. But there was a clip where he is there with Nipsey Hussle and Lauren, and Nipsey Hussle is clapping. If you get a chance, look at that clip, because somebody reposted and it gave me a whole different spectrum, a whole different spectacle of it. And you see that he's playing. Diddy is sitting right there and Nipsey is standing behind clapping. And Lauren, and I always found this to be funny, when the camera goes to Lauren, Lauren does like a little, kind of nervous twitch type of smile. And I always thought that was kind of funny, like why she's doing that. There is something definitely energetically happening. And let me explain to you this is a perfect example. And I'm saying this so that the 5D ones, the fifth dimension 144 chosen ones, understand how it is that we have to have responsibility for how we respond to these things that are happening in the energetic realm. That looks at face value, it just looks like, oh, they're just clapping and they're standing. No, there's a spiritual warfare behind it. There's a battle that is happening. So he's clapping, and as he's clapping, Diddy stops it. Let me play it out now. He's clapping. They're playing one of his songs, and Diddy says, "Don't effing clap." Right? He's saying that he's not looking at him mean mugging, but he's trying to assert his alpha dominance, right? And this is energetically. There's something happening behind it energetically. And mentally, physically, mentally, you can see he's asserting some type of dominance. Any psychologist can see that, right? He tells him, stop, don't effing clap. Run it again, we gonna play it again. And then he tells him, don't effing clap. And right behind that, right behind that, Nipsey says, I'm gonna clap all I want to, right? I'm gonna clap all, I think he says, I'm gonna clap all goddamn day, something like that. So that's him letting him know energetically, you're not going to cow me down. You're not going to assert your dominance over me. Demonic entities and energies and parasitic energies that are operating through this host, through this person calling himself Diddy. And so he says that, and the music plays again, and I think he mumbles under his breath after Nipsey says that, I'm gonna clap all I want to. He says, he puts a drink to his mouth and he's like, I wouldn't. And that's kind of throwing a hint out there, like, I wouldn't, don't go against me, or whatever his little hint is that he's dropping, right? Energetically, again, asserting himself. And then when he sees that it doesn't work, he turns to Lauren and he says something to Lauren. He's like, Lauren, I crack you up, huh? And I always thought that was weird. Why did he just turn to her? Energetically, let me tell you what he was doing. He was inciting, he was recruiting, soliciting Lauren's energy because he has no hold on Nipsey. Because Nipsey already stated, I'm going to do what I do. You're not going to do that to me. And when he sees that it's not in his favor, he looks to Lauren because remember, Lauren is there with Nipsey. So he's looking to his counterpart to kind of solicitate that, to take, to build his energy, to build his case, to keep more on his case, right? Because the other man in there is definitely, for probably more likely for Diddy. The other girl sitting there is actually Cassie, right? So she already under his dominance and control. And Lauren gives that little type of funny thing. I'm gonna get to that in a minute, but I'm going through so that you can see how the energy solicits, you know, little slick stuff like that. By him saying, oh, Lauren, I crapped you up, huh? He's trying to send something out there. It may sound like a simple sentence, but it's not. And he's sending something out there to her. And Nipsey is standing firm, 10 toes down, and he looking, you could tell he just standing there. And when the music plays again, as he says that, Nipsey begins clapping again, like he's clapping, pop, pop, pop. And then he turns to Lauren, because remember, Diddy is talking to Lauren, and right when he turns and talks to Lauren, as he is saying, Lauren, I crack you up, Nipsey is over him, standing over him and saying, he's clapping, and he said, you better clap, telling Lauren to clap. Because there's power when there are two or more in agreement. And while what he's trying to do, what Diddy was trying to do, is outcast, not only alpha dominate Nipsey, but outcast Nipsey energetically and remove any agreement that he has that keeps him powered up and in his dominance, in his domain. He's trying to take that from him. So when Nipsey says that, he energetically, he's solidifying the two or more. There's power where two or more. And this one is with me. You're going to back me up because you're here with me. It's not a your mind type of thing. I'm not speaking superficially. I'm speaking energetically. He was in a warfare and he was realizing that. And he's like, look, this is where you nip it in the bud. When you see people doing things inauthentically in the vibratory field, you counteract that. Nipsey was counteracting that energy by one, clapping anyway. No, by one, saying, I'm going to clap. Two, he actually did clap. Action step. Three, he made sure that he connected with Lauren. You're with me. You're going to clap with me. Where two or more agree. Right? And then now with this part, when you get to the point when the camera looks at Lauren, she claps. At first she's like, woo. Her and Cassie are like, woo. Cassie doesn't clap at all because she knows she's already under total dominance. And she heard this man say, don't clap, to this other man. So she dare not clap. She's already under total dominance and domination. And you can see that Lauren is somewhat under this dominance. For one, for him to think he could turn to her and say that, knowing that she is belonging to this man. So there's some kind of understanding they have there. And then she cheers, and she doesn't clap right away. But when Nipsey, that's why Nipsey was like, you better clap. So she's like, yeah. And then she go do a little clap like this. Cassie doesn't clap at all. But Lauren, because her man recognized that. Had he not said clap, I guarantee you she would not have clapped. He had to call that into existence because he saw something energetically happening. And when he called that, she had to not only cheer, but throw a little clap in there. And that clap is in agreement with Nipsey. And then because she still has some kind of awareness or allegiance with that other energy, she had to throw a little uncomfortable little thumbs up in there. And you can see it. It's a little awkward kind of thumbs up, right? Now, as I say that, I want to talk about the clapping. Because what a lot of us don't know is you can clap breaks up sounds. And this clapping, these are your palms, are the portals, are also portals. The soles of your feet are portals. The palms of your hands are portals. So when you clap, that is power in the energetic field. That is sound. You are breaking up energies. You are breaking up energies through sound vibrations. You are powerfully breaking that up, right? So there's two things that happens with clapping. There's clapping with agreement. There's like when you go to a show and you're like, yeah, because you're sending good, everything is with the intention of your heart, your true vibrations. This is 5D. This is what understanding the fifth dimension is. And it was always here. It's just that people weren't advanced to it. We did not evolve yet to the fifth dimension. So we couldn't access it like that. We couldn't see it like that. But now the veils are so thin, it is here like that. So we got to have accountability and responsibility for these energies. Be careful what you're clapping with in agreement. If it's something that you don't agree with the integrity of your soul, do not clap with it unless you're clapping with the intention to break it up, which is what Nipsey was doing. Ashe. Hey, divine greetings to Wise. Is that Wise? The God? The God. Welcome in. So this clapping, it breaks up the sound. And this is what we have to understand. Sometimes we may have to walk through things and just clap. If you don't feel like having a disagreement, if you don't feel like debating, we have to at least stand 10 toes down that we are not in agreement with that inauthentic energy, that we are not in agreement with that parasitic energy that is trying to solicit and incite something energetically and in what's the word, induct you into the cult, because there is an energetic cult and you are being, and the people are being inducted right now, especially while all of this is going on and timelines are collapsing. If you're collapsing with the ego, then most likely there's certain cults, energetic cults that you're falling into, for those who are. But for those of us that are on the rise, that are on the ascension, that are shifting our dimensional timelines, we must know this, that it's as simple as clapping your palms. I call these your power palms. You power up, you portal up. Why do you think in the ancient Egyptian, in the Kemetic times, they put their, I call it the Ka, K-A, Ka. Put your Kas up. They put the cause up for praise to spirit. This may mean, you may see that this may mean different things in the Kemetic region, in the Kemetic definitions of it. Some may say spirit, some may say praise. Either way, it is the praise of spirit or onto spirit, lifted up high, and they will put these paws up, put the cause up. Because why? If it's a portal, then when I put it up to the sun, Ra, put my Ka to the Ra, light, energy, and information that is coming into my portals directly. That is the purpose. It's not just to be like how they do it in church. Oh, hallelujah, praise and worship. Right? They got it somewhat right. It's for some type of praise. But it's most potent when you go out in the sun and put your portals up to the sun. And now there's so many things you do with your portal. So as well as moving energy, shifting energy, creating symbols in the air. There's so many things we do with our palms. I'm sending you love right now. It's all about the intention, right? Now, if there's something you don't agree with, like that Nipsey situation, go ahead and watch it. If I'm pretty sure it comes across a timeline. I've seen it in so many ways. But this one was brought to me with the intention, with the attention. Someone actually drew attention to what Diddy was saying, because I've never heard him say, don't effing clap. I saw them laughing. I saw him put a drink to his hand. I saw Nipsey Hussle clapping. I saw it played before, but this person played it and they put the words under there and they brought attention to Diddy asserting his dominance. And when I saw it, I was like, OMG, this is energetic warfare. Nipsey was in a spiritual warfare and he knew it. And the example that if you watch that, he is the perfect example in that moment of what we should do in these moments when someone is either asserting misappropriated dominance because he's involved in an energetic cult. When someone is trying to engage you in their cult by asserting dominance, because when you listen to them and you bow to them, essentially, had Nipsey not responded, had Nipsey not clapped or not showed any type of resistance to this dominance, he would fall under the cult. That's what he's doing. He's soliciting him. He's I can't get the word right, but it's not induct. There's another word. I can't quite get it, but he's pulling him in. Right? Unbeknownst. See, people are getting called into energetic cults and you don't even know. Some people's families are cults. And you have to recognize that your family, some of your families are strong cults that have to keep you in this way. That's why when a lot of you awaken to your divinity and you realize you're a generational curse breaker, well, hello, if you're a generational curse breaker, you're coming out of the cult. There is an energetic cult held over this family, and you're coming out of that. And that upsets them because they don't like when the cult is getting broken. They don't like when they don't have the numbers. They need the numbers. Ashe? So we got to be real mindful. Let me see what wise. I don't like that I did not come out here with my glasses because y'all know I got to be like this to see what you're saying. I think it says palms. I think you're saying palms. It's is it cat, dog, and crack? I don't even know. I might be saying the wrong thing. My apologies. I ran out here without my glasses again. I know. I got to learn. I got to learn. Are great for the sun. Yes, I saw that. They are great for the sun. So putting your palms up is highlighting that sun connection, right? Someone called it Parthenium sunning. Oh, wise. Oh, I didn't know that's what it was called. Thank you for sharing that. I think I said that right. It's a P word. Perineum. Look, I'm not finna fight and act like I could see this. Oh, but I wanted to come. I'm going to talk more about these spiritual paranoias, but and it's something that we really got to pay attention to. I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, or maybe they do. I don't know. Either way, I'm saying it because it's very important that we look at these invisible energies. This is 5D. This not 5D is not about jumping in and just seeing this beautiful new earth. It's about recognizing what's happening in the invisible. What energetic cults are you signing up for? Are you recognizing what's happening? Do you know how to break up when someone's trying to catch you in the net? The snares and the traps are out there. Believe me, when Diddy did that, that was a snare and a trap for Nipsey. But as you can see, they could not trap him. That's why they set him up. They could not trap him and rope him in because he wasn't just a rapper. I don't know how much of y'all know about. He was a smart one. He was a little wise. Even though he might have, even as a young person, fell into the streets, he was wise. And there's something that he clearly knew about energy because he stood his ground. And he orchestrated when he pointed to Lauren and was like, you better clap. So we can do that when we feel negative energy around us. Clap it up. If somebody tell you not to do something, and just because they're trying to assert their dominance, speak on it. Do it anyway. Notice, look, he did 3 things. He spoke to that energy. He counteracted that energy with an action. And he also included someone to be in it with him, because where 2 or more agree, there is power in the energy. And he was like, you're not going to sit here and shut me out and try to, no. I got agreement right here, and I'm going to strike the chord on that agreement. If I got to strike the chord, if I got to pull the string to jumpstart it myself, because like I said, had he not said nothing, she would not have even clapped. I could see that. But because he said it, he pointed, he looked at her, because what he's saying is he's letting her know, I see you. I see you, you see me, and this is what we got to do in the energy. Let people know, I see you, you see me, you better clap. You better clap on this truth. That dark energy, they do not like exposure. And while she is somewhat attached to him, she had to recognize, look, he was like, look, you know me. I see you, you see me. And this is how we got to be with people who we know we have some kind of, if there's an energy there that's doing that, you call on the one that you have some kind of connection with, and you call out to them. You better clap. You better clap with me. We could talk about it later, but we gonna clap right now because you're gonna help me break this energy up. Put your portal palms together, portal up, and we gonna cut through this energy. Intentions are everything, right? Nip was a yes, for sure. I'm pretty sure Nip had he knew what he was doing. When I watched it, I was like, this man knew. And I was like, this is a perfect example. That's the only reason why I'm sharing this, because I don't talk about these 3D world stuff, like all this. I'm not here to gossip about the Diddy trial, and I don't care. Not, hey, he got his own seeds to sow. He did his time. I'm not here to harp on that. But I have to point this example out because it is a perfect exemplification of how we got to be moving right now in 5D out here in these spiritual streets. It don't matter if nobody else see it. You see it. And this is how you stand up against those energies. That's all it takes is for you to say no. All it takes is for you to not enable the energy. Do not sit with the energy. Do not smoke and drink with the energy. You didn't see no drink in Nipsey hand. And I'm pretty sure he wasn't smoking with that man either. The way he stood on his energy in that situation shows me that he knew he had to stand for himself and not be in cahoots with this person in that way. I think at that point he realized some stuff, and I was willing to bet that after that he was starting to pull back a little bit, which was probably recognizable. Ashe? And this is what we got to do. I don't care who you are. I don't care, and Nip is kind of like that person. I don't care who you are. If I come around you and you about that, I'm gonna pull right back. So we got to realize that I don't care who you are, meaning I don't care what family member you are. I don't care if you mother, father, whatever it is that you feel like this person has a title over you, whatever, however close and tight friendship you feel you have, if they're I don't care who you are. If your energy is inauthentic, if you are involved in an energetic cult, and I recognize this cult signature, whether you are aware of it or not, I am aware that you are a cult. I don't have to talk to you about it. I don't got to tell you about it, but I'm going to break up that energy. I'm going to speak on it. I'm going to counteract it with opposite. Sometimes if you feel you can't speak on it, all you got to do is counteract it. Do the opposite of whatever that person is telling you to do. So if they tell you to go left, you make a right, just to counteract what they're doing. Whatever they are wanting you to do the opposite. That is how you counteract what it is that they want to assert. You can speak on it, and you can do the opposite. And you can also involve someone else that you feel is somewhat near you, somewhat connected to you. They don't got to be fully connected. But as long as they're connected to you and they know you and they know the truth of you, when you call on them, they should be able to clap with you. Okay? You can make it seem very simple. Just like they feel like they unseen, you do what you do unseen, but you know that it's very seen, because there's nothing unseen. There's nothing hid from the heat thereof. Psalms 19. There's nothing hid from the heat thereof. So whatever's going on in the atmosphere, there's nothing hid. You can't hide it. This is what we got to understand about 5D. If you're going into 5D and you still feel like you could hide some things, then you're not aware of what 5D is really about. If you think that you can leave some things in the back of your subconscious and it's not going to roll over and play itself out, in the atmosphere, then you're not really understanding what 5D is. It is the expression of creation in time. Time being the fourth dimension. So when you master time, you start to master. When you master time, that means you master pushing through time. You realize you're a keeper of time. You realize that time is an illusion, and as creation expands, it expands through time. And as time expands, it becomes an expression. Because once you master time, you realize at the fifth point, which is the fifth element, which is spirit, you realize now spirit is the overall expression. It has always been expressing itself, but it has been behind the veil. When it comes to fifth dimension, there's no more veil. It's like in the Wizard of Oz when the curtain dropped. There is no more veil. And so everything in the energetic realm is right there for you to see. But not everyone chooses to see it. And some people, unfortunately, are still clinging to only physical, empirical evidence. So when you bring these things up, this is why you got to be mindful of who you're bringing it to, because you may be, depending on if how these people have the upper hand of your life, and I've seen it happen, they may start to call you crazy, and they may start to see, because you're pointing out things that have no physical evidence. So they're going to say that you are seeing things, even, and you truly are. You're seeing the true things. But they're going to say you're crazy and you're seeing things. So they're going to start building up a case against you to put you away, to have your children taken from you. Like, they're going to want to attack your life. So be wise. Be wise in how you are, because right now things are really getting turned up as the timelines are collapsing. So be wise in how you stand 10 toes down and address certain people, because they're going to want to put you under, you know, what I say, spiritual paranoia. But stand in your truth and recognize what you see and call it out. Fight the good spiritual warfare, just like Nipsey did. Clap things off. I don't got to explain nothing to you. I don't got to stop and talk to you about it. Like, hey, look what you're doing. I don't got to talk to you about it. Chances are you're clueless anyway. You're just a bot, which is what Diddy is. He's a bot for the parasitic energy. He's a puppet that was given some kind of power, right? Not going deep into him or nothing, but just to explain to you, these people out there that are feeling like they can exert their dominance, their misappropriated egos, they're bots out there for the parasitic energy. So you don't have to explain nothing to them, but whatever they're exuding, whatever they're putting out there in the atmosphere, we got to cut it up. Cut those threads. Cut those threads and break those webs, because they spin in spider webs. They out here just spinning webs. And that's what happened. When Diddy did that, he was like, pshoo, he was spinning a web. And when Nipsey clapped, he cut that web. That's what it looked like. This is what I want y'all to see. 9, spiritual completion. 9 in here, spiritual completion. This is what I want you to see. That all it is it's a web that you're breaking through. When you clap, when you do the opposite and you counteract that, you're breaking the web. You're cutting the thread of inauthentic vibrations that they're trying to sew and stitch in the vibratory field, and we're breaking that up. This is what the battle looks like. Those of you who are light warriors out there, this is what the battle looks like. Simple little things that you might be at work and somebody say something and your hair stand on the back of your neck, or your heart pumps a certain way. It's like, ooh, check that. And you just clap. You could be in a board meeting. Clap. They might think you clapping for them, but when you clap with a certain intention, when you set the intention and then clap, you know what you're clapping for. You breaking that web. Clap. And they might say, thank you. And you can even say, oh, that's not for what you just said, but I felt that it was important that I clap. Wink, wink. Because they want to believe that you in agreement with them. No, it's not about what you said, but I felt it was important to clap. And they may say, well, you care to expound? Well, what were you clapping at? No, I don't feel at right to say right now. I don't want to take the focus off your presentation. Continue. Like we got to move smart. Because they going to want to pick you. They going to want to nitpick. And for those of you that feel like you got to explain everything, please be careful. Because they know you. They know, oh, this one got a weakness. This is why we got to check our weakness. They going to know this one got a weakness of tired of being misunderstood, of tired of being unheard. So let's lean in like we want to listen to him or her. And then you going to be, oh, they're listening. No, no, no. Don't let them pick you. Don't let them siphon your light and your energy. Do not let them pick you. Especially if you've already been bearing witness that they will not turn over for nothing. So what makes you think that because they're pretending to be interested now, they're going to make a change? No, that is fifth dimension. They're not ready for that. The fifth dimension is change. The fifth dimension is change by physical and spiritual balance. Through physical spiritual balance, there is an interchange from the physical full blown into the spirit, because in the physical realm you have been cooperating and you have been expressing and experiencing physical spiritual harmony and balance. And when you do it to the point where you start to master time in and of itself, you master through the existence of time, then it becomes an expression, because you fold time, you bend time. And now as you bend time, you bend the way people usually look at time, you bend it. You transcend it. You're a time bender. When you master time, you become a timekeeper, a time pusher, a time bender, a time traveler. And once you do that, it's like you master that and you come through the doors of expression, because you break through the veils. And now you can express, and as spirit express, full expression of spirit's existence in time. That's 5D. That means everything is being done in the invisible realm. So this energetic field, we got to pay attention to, and we got to know how to respond, not react. It's not about reactions, it's about responding. So whatever is happening, have a true response and be wise about it. Right? Wise to God? Be wise about it. Clap it up. How about a round of applause? I can't even remember the song now. I can't even remember the tune, but I'm speaking about the Rihanna song. I just say, how about a round of applause? A standing ovation. But you really y'all know the point. You know what I'm talking about. Really had me going. Curtains falling. I can't remember the words right now. But the curtains are coming down. So it's time for a round of applause. It's over. And now it's time for us to have responsibility in recognizing these energetic cults. Yes, they are out there, and I'm going to speak more on it. As much as whatever spirit show me, if it give me another example, I'm going to keep giving examples, because I realize a lot of us need to see it in exemplification. A lot of times we're in the midst of it and we don't even realize we in the middle of a physical warfare. In that moment, Nipsey realized, oh snap, I'm on the battlefield. His clap was his sword. His words was his sword first. When he said, I'm going to clap all damn day, that was his sword cutting. Speak against these things. Don't just stand there and let people speak over you and say things over you and to you and through you. Speak back out, because your tongue is your sword. Draw your sword and cut through the BS. Cut through the illusions. Cut through the intrusions and the infiltrations. Cut, cut, cut. Right? And then in his action, he was cutting again and putting up his shield, like block, I'ma cut, I'ma clap, and I'ma block you out. He had on the full armor of God. That's what they call that's what the full armor look like. When you're spiritually armored, you can block just by doing something. It's like when you do that thing, that clap that he was doing, is kind of like putting up that shield, like click, clink, block you out. So I struck you with the sword and then I blocked you. Right? And then I got cooperation. Hey, you better clap with me. Now I'm standing and surrounding you now. You're not going to sit here and surround me. He turned the surround on him because Diddy was trying to flip that on him and put him in a surrounding, corner and make him feel alone. And he was like, no, we gonna send the angels around. I got connection, and once I got connection, two or more, we set the vibration off in the atmosphere. Now the angels of light and the angels of light work for us, and they are stronger than your demonic field of buffoonery. Because now he just ignited the angels of light to blind the darkness. Ooh. How many of us can understand, overstand, and understand this? This is how we gonna be out here working. It's gonna be showing up in your work, in your jobs, because this was their job. So whatever kind of job you got, be prepared. They're gonna be coming at you. It's gonna show up in your homes, especially in the family life. Hello, Jupiter just entered Cancer with this full moon. Expansion on the family life and nurturing and all of that, and the feminine energy. And I spoke on that. The feminine energy that needs to take responsibility. And there are some energetic cults wrapped up in these feminine energies, and some of these mothers are the leaders of the cults because they have not done what needed to be done, and they're operating as the alpha, like a type of Diddy, as the alpha controller, want to control everything. So be on the lookout for these scenarios in the workplace, in the family, anywhere that feels like home. And be prepared to stand your grounds in your home at any moment. Don't take nothing lightly or slightly. Even with your children, with your spouse, with your significant other, with your children, because they will utilize them damn children. And you're going to have to constantly be clapping it up and casting out these entities and these parasites that's taking hold of your children, especially if your children go to school. Ashe, especially if your children go to school and are around others, they're going to take hold of that. So you got to be clapping it up. You got to constantly be breaking the web, cutting the threads of inauthenticity that wants to surround and bring and infiltrate through your children. Constantly educate your children. Do not just learn these things by yourself and leave your children outside. Educate them, bring them with you into the fifth dimension with you, lest they be used against you. Because there's things going on in this energetic field. It goes this deep. Some of you may have to stop sending your children to certain family members. I don't care if it's the mother or father. Because in that energetic cult, they will pick up on them. So you're responsible. You're responsible for where you send them. It's that serious. And you may think it's as simple as, oh, okay, I can just send them over there. No. There's a cult that is happening unbeknownst to the children and unbeknownst to those who are in the cult, in the energetic cult, because they are puppets to those parasitic energies. And because they're not aware of it, they are there and they are inducting them. I can't find this word, but they are recruiting. I think that's the word, recruiting them. And they're doing it. Be careful the things that you sign your children up for. Because I've witnessed this with my own child. They are recruiting through so-called kindful acts, mentorship. And these are happening major. There are some major energetic cult recruitments happening under the disguise of mentorship. Be very mindful of that. And on the physical plane, it may look beautiful. Oh, they're teaching them how to do this, and they're teaching them etiquettes, and they're a bullshit. They are recruiting your children into that energetic cult. It's that serious. Some things we have to just say no to. Just say no to drugs. We got to say no. Be very mindful of where you place your kids, your children. Make sure they are, if you're involving them in things, make sure it is things that are spiritually conducive to the environment of what you know, and not just any spiritual thing, because they're even hiding under spiritual disguises. So you don't see. You think they don't know the world is becoming woke and they know people are leaning more to spirit. That invisible energy knows that. That parasitic energy knows that. So they are opening energetic cults in spiritual places. So it's not because it's spiritual, not because it's church. Don't trust any of it. Feel it out for yourself. Get involved. Don't just look at a list of what they have. When I say feel it out, I mean go there. Feel the energy. I'm speaking to my people who are true, clear, sentient beings, empaths, those the true 5D 144 chosen of the chosen few. You know who you are. You have that insight. Go and feel it out, because feeling is the knowing. Who feels it knows it. Don't just go read what they got and look at what they got online. Go there and feel their energy. Feel if there is any inauthenticity that they are threading anywhere up in there. Do not be fooled by their service of hi, how welcome. Oh yes, we love you and your children. And they're so nice and they make you feel so comfortable. Evil is nice. What they said about the devil, didn't they say Lucifer was a beautiful singer? Evil is nice and beautiful and knows how to appear very beautiful to you. So do not fall for any appearance. Look beyond into the metaphysical. Look esoterically and allow yourself to, even if you just got to sit there for a moment and close your eyes and just feel the vibrations around you. I don't care who think you crazy. You got to be careful where you placing your children. And if you know you got family members that's not on your level and you know that and you send your children over there, you're responsible for what they come back with. You're responsible for how they're being recruited. And they will be, because they're an extension of you. And they're gunning for you. So they're looking to put that implant in your child to be back around you. So do not send them anywhere. It's that serious. Keep everything to you unless you have clear, unless you get true spiritual clearance that says this is clear. Once you have felt it in here and here, once there's a heart brain coherency, a thought feeling coherency where you can say this is good, then you can send them, or then you can be trusting a little bit more, or letting down your guard a little, or being open with yourself and your energy, right? If not, set some boundaries. Everybody doesn't deserve access to you and your gifts and your information. A lot of you are feeding your pearls to swines. And they're taking it and gobbling it up and ready to mud up your entire environment with smiles on their faces. So be mindful of the energetic cults. And I'm going to leave that right there. Any comments, please remember to like, subscribe, share, comment if you dare. Share it so that we can get the algorithms going to the next one and the next one. Put a notification bell, whatever it is that you need to put. Those of you who were in the workshop, thank you. Thank you for coming through. We gained a lot of insight. Until the next workshop comes up, and I'll let you all know. The next one may be a 3-day root chakra workshop, and that's really good in getting deep into the root. It's going to be only focused on the root. Unlike this workshop where we went through all 7 chakras, each one every day, this one is going to be 3 days focused on the root. So for those of you who have any out of alignment with your root, this may speak to you. And that's anything in the physical realm, whether it's finances, whether it's relationships, anything in the physical realm is the root chakra. Ancestral issues, because that has to do with being deep in the earth, all of that, right? Being overactive or underactive, too physical or not physical enough. These are all part of the root chakra. So think about that. If it's something that speaks to you, something to look into, that may be the next workshop that you want to look out for. Ashe. What else is coming up? Anything else? Calendars. The calendars. Yes, they're wrapping it up because the summer solstice is the date that I would have them out for an event that I'm doing. So basically, by this weekend, they'll be out and come into a 5D corner near you. So email me if you're interested in either the workshop, if you want me to put you on the list for when the workshop comes out, or for the calendar, or both. Who knows? All right, and that email is akilatextry@gmail.com. AKILAHTEXTRI. akilatextry@gmail.com. So email if you have any questions, if you're looking for, even if you're looking for one-on-ones. I believe after the solstice, I'll start setting an appointment if you're interested in a one-on-one and looking at your natal chart, um, getting maybe a card reading. I'm more interested in sticking to the natal chart because it's really important that we understand our nativity scene. And whenever I do the workshop, that's the one that we all need to get a little bit more familiar with. That's the one where people tend to have more questions. So if you want any one-on-one on your natal chart, or how to understand your natal chart as well as understand a little bit more of the astrology, so you can know how it relates to you when something is coming up that pertains, everything pertains to your natal chart, but you'll be able to understand how it pertains to your natal chart in this now moment. So any of those one-on-ones, feel free to email me as well, and we will do appointments after summer solstice. Ashe. So thank you for coming through. Whoever came through, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 3, 6 to the 9. Remember, we're still in the 369 vortex, and I'm going to do different videos talking about that. So this was just really for us to pay attention to those energetic cults, right? And be mindful of that word spiritual paranoia. And don't feel bad about it if people try to make you feel that way. Call it out first. Yeah, this is spiritual paranoia to you, but I know what it is for me. So thank you for those that came through. Enjoy the 369 vortex up to the 21st is when it'll kind of close out. Ashe. With that said, each one, reach one, teach one. If you don't know where to start in your big, beautiful heart. Shine your light from the inside out and be the candle that lights the next one and the next one and the next one. Peace, love, and light.